Welcome to the Drunkard's Path. I don't know where you are, but in our neck of the woods, is it ever cold out? And we just got a major dumping of snow. And they're calling for more tomorrow. So it is just a winter wonderland out there, and spring just can't come soon enough at this point during the winter. But it is a really good time to be in our sewing rooms and just getting through all those projects that we have thought up in our heads that we want to get done. And I'm all ready to show you everything that I've been working on. I got a ton of stuff to show you today, so I'm going to go through it, and so let's get right to it. But I just want to say, stick around for the second half of this video because I'm going to show you how to make this project bag. So this is our tutorial for this video. We like to give away a big prize every 3 months. So just to remind you that every purchase that you make, your name does go into the draw. And this time we've got like a nice jelly roll and some fabric, background fabric, and some binding. There's the pattern, so it all comes nicely packaged. So that will be on April the 1st. We will be doing that draw. Speaking of free things, don't forget to go on our mini bundles page because you will be able to see the free pattern to make this bag. So it's really cute. It's got a drawstring on it, and it's made with 2.5-inch squares. So if you've got a charm pack, this is a perfect little project for you. So go onto our mini bundles page. You will see the PDF link there, and then you can download that free pattern. We had a couple of winners that have yet to claim their prize from previous videos. So we're going to give you another chance here. And after that, we're going to put it back into the prize pile for next video. So we have a nice charm pack here that was for Michelle Garraway 2214. You have yet to claim your prize, so we're going to give you another couple of weeks. And so if you could just drop us a quick line at support@drunkardspath.com so we can get your address so we can ship this out to you. That would be great. And we have 2.5 yards of this fabric here, and that was Joan Kolek 8373. Again, support@drunkardspath.com. Give us a quick drop us a line there and we can get that out to you. Last video we asked people to put a comment, and from the comments that we got, for this 1 yard of fabric, our winner is Valerie Brown 1E7EW. So, Valerie, can you please drop us a line at support@drunkardspath.com. If you like what you see in these videos, we would love to have you subscribe. It's free to do it, and give us a like. And if you've got friends out there you want to share this video with, please do. It really helps us to circulate our videos, and we put a lot of time and effort in. Okay, we love to make them, and we would love to share as far as we can. It just grows our business that much more, and we greatly appreciate it. This video, we have another yard. And it is from Beautiful Day, and the fabric is tea rose. So please leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and hopefully you will be our next winner. Okay, next is what's new in the shop. We have a couple of things. The first one are these 3 charms. They're for like zipper pulls, and they're Lori Holt, and one is like a little pig. There's a bird and a sheep. Very cute. I love putting this on my project bags. It just adds that little extra something just to make it look complete, to me anyway. And we also have these set of 10 Clover Wonder Clips. So those have also been added into the Notion section of our website. We have another bolt of Lori Holt fabric, and it is the big ginghams, and this one the color is Daisy, and I just love this. I'm just gonna unravel it just a little so you can see. I love this one. I don't know why gingham always reminds me of my grandmother. I just can see her sitting in her chair. She used to do some kind of kind of smocking. That's what it was. It was called smocking. And she used, I remember it was like a pink gingham that she did it with. And so every time I see gingham, that's what I think of. Now, I just wanted to say, if you're interested in getting a bolt of fabric of the Kona Solids, let us know. Drop us a line at support@drunkardspath.com. And if it's available from our distributor, just go online, have a look at the colors, and we'll sell you a whole bolt at a discounted price. So get in touch with us, and we've done it a couple times now for people that want an entire bolt, and I have bought them in the past myself. So there might be a certain color that you might want to use in quite a few of your projects. So it is a little more economical to buy it by the whole bolt if you're going to use that particular color. So I just thought I'd let you know, and then we can order that for you. Okay, what have I been working on? Oh, goodness sakes. Okay, let's get into it because I have a little bit to show you. Okay, my first project that I'm going to show you is the temperature quilt that was put out by Bernina. Again, this is a free pattern, so this is my colored in sheet that they give you. They give you several sheets to work with, and each day when I look at the temperature and I have my fabric cut out are different colors that represent the temperatures, right? So I just color it in because trust me, it's a little more complicated when you go to do it. If you have this sheet in front of you, you're going to get the orientation right and the color right of the fabric. So I'm just going to show you how far I've gotten. This big long strip, this is January's. So that one is all done. And I've started on February. I got, I think, up to the 13th done. So this is the start of that one. So when this is done, I'm going to sew that to that one. So, and then just going to go progressively down. So I'm going to get into some lighter colors like yellows and oranges and reds as it gets hotter. And then it's going to go back out into the colder colors. So I think it's going to look really cool when it's done. Okay, the next project is the Riley Blake Block Challenge for 2025. And Block 4 and Block 5 have been completed. So this is Block 4, and it's by Fran Gulick. This one was not too hard. Thank goodness, because the other ones, they're a little more challenging, but this is a good thing because you really want to learn different skills as you go along. So this is my version of that block. So see, it's pretty simple. You got half square triangles, and you just sew them all together like that, and this is what you get. So my coloring is obviously a little different than what you see in the photos because I used a fat quarter tower. And the next block, Block 5, is called Flower Patch, and that is by Heather Peterson. So that's what this block looks like, and here's my version. Now, I'm going to tell you, I made a mistake only in the fact that I used the wrong fabric. I wanted to have this orange as the petals, and I cut the darker colors, but I thought, you know what, I don't care. I'm going with it. It's working for me, so I think it looks pretty good. And the only hard part was doing the corner pieces because they have a lot of different pieces in there, but I think it turned out pretty good. And don't forget, these patterns, they are free, and we'll link them below so you can have a look at them yourself, and there's still plenty of time to get started on this project. Next is A Quilting Life by Sherry McConnell. She puts out a free pattern the first Monday of each month. So this is February's. Now the outside is all going to be the log cabin, and then the inside block will be different every month. So this is my version. I'm going to hold it up on this board. So this is what I have. So you can see this is different, and then I have the log cabin pieces here. So it's going to be a nice bright autumn looking quilt, which suits me fine because that is my favorite time of year. So the middle piece, it wasn't too hard to make. And again, it just raises your skill level every single time you make something different. Now I'm going to show you that I have a quilt that I started and completed all the way to the end. And I quilted it myself. And it's just a smaller one. But a friend of my daughter's, she's having a baby at the end of March. And I said, well, you know what? I can probably put together a pretty quick baby quilt. So I went on the Riley Blake site and I found this pattern. Now, we don't know whether it's a boy or a girl, so I just kind of went with more neutral colors. But this one, it was pretty simple. You just have your 9 patches and you just sew your rows together with some borders and some binding. So what I used was the Delivered with Love fabric collection that we have here. So this is the quilt that I made. Here we go. So cute, so quick, and people always appreciate when you make something handmade for them on a special occasion like having a baby. I actually started another quilt project because I had time. So I thought, why not? This one is from the book called, I'm going to show you the front, Lori Holt's Scrappiness is Happiness. Now, I don't think we have any in the shop right now, but if anybody is looking to get this book, let me know and we can put it in order for this book, because I'm telling you, they have some really, really cute quilts in here, and it's a great way to use up your scraps. So what I did was I pulled out a box of scraps. I usually keep them in bins by color. So this one had like the reds and pinks and stuff in it. So I just grabbed that one. I had a small fat quarter tower of neutrals. So they were like more like a whites, off whites with a little bit of like very low volume, right? So I used that. I just starched all those, and then I got my scraps and I cut out. I sat probably most of the day cutting out all the pieces that I needed. So I like to have that done first, and they're nicely stacked on project boards. And this is the one that I chose. Let me think, is that, yep, that's the picture. This one is called Spare Squares Block. So that's what it's gonna look like, each square. And this is kind of what the quilt, you can see partially of what it's going to look like. So all of those little squares, they kind of go like in a chain all the way across on your quilt. So it looks really, really nice when it's all done. But I forget how many squares. I'm not making the full size of what it says here because I didn't quite have enough backgrounds. But I just cut it down into the size of the amount of fabric that I had. And actually it's going to be a pretty good size quilt. So I'm just going to show you real quick the squares that I've started so far. So here's 2. See, it's very simple. So you got 4 patch, and solid in the middle, and these 4 squares. So it doesn't take much. I'm actually sitting on my featherweight doing this quilt. So I like something nice and simple after you do some of those hard blocks. So that's 2. Here's 4. And I've got 5 completed. So quite a few more to go, but you can see that I've been using up just all the little scraps. We have orange, reds, pinks. So it'll look, I think, kind of different, you know, when it's all done. So again, if anybody's looking to get this book, let me know. Okay, here is the section of my crossover between cross stitch and quilting. Okay, last video I showed you the snowman that I had cross stitch, and I kind of made a goof with the pillow, so I thought, okay, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to make something else with it. I did. I made something else with it. So where sometimes you get lemons out of something, you just have to make lemonade. And this is my lemonade. This is my project bag that I made with this little snowman, and I happen to have the blue with the red dots on it, so that kind of went really well with the circle of the snowman. So he turned out pretty cute. And that's the back. So I have so many cross stitch projects that I can always use another bag. So that one turned out pretty cute. The next one I'm going to show you, the crossover, is a free pattern. This is called Be My Valentine. Now this is really a really nice stitch to do. This is free from Primrose Cottage. And how you get this pattern, all you have to do is sign up for their newsletter, and once a month they put out a free pattern. Now it's free for the entire month, and then at the end of the month, like the last day after, they take it down. So the first one I did was the Winter Wonderland. This one here is called Be My Valentine, and there's actually a tutorial on their webpage, or sorry, their YouTube channel, that shows you how to make this little pillow that's got a pocket in it. So it's I actually watched that video. So maybe we can link down below to their website, and so you can see how to sign up for their newsletter, and you can get each of these free patterns. So this is what I made. So you can see there's my cross stitch, Be My Valentine, and they have the little bees on there, the little beehive, the flowers, and I used this tiny check fabric that I had, and I thought it went really well. And on the back, I just have these little pink flowers. So I think it took me 4 days, because I am not the fastest cross stitcher. Honestly, I'm not. So it took me about 4 days to do that cross stitch. And the pillow, gosh, you know, I whipped that up in less than an hour, I'm sure, from start to finish. So something to think about if you ever wanted to pick up a needle and some floss. And this is what's a project that you might be interested in doing, something like that. Very simple. I'm just going to show you a couple of the projects I've been working on with my cross stitch. I love doing it. At nighttime watching TV, just nice to sit there and just having something else to do after you get off your sewing machine. Now I keep everything organized in my book of days, and I just wanted to show you how I do it. I showed you this last video, but this time I've got stickers. So I put these cute little very vintage stickers on here. So that's for January. And February I only have a couple because I want to fill in the projects first. So each day, whatever I've worked on, I write it down under the day so I know exactly what I've worked on, and I just add a little bit with the stickers. So just to keep me organized. Okay, the first one I'm going to show you, I'm going to open the bag so I can see the name of it. This one is Quaker Gardens. Now I've shown you a few times on this one, and this one is almost complete. And I mean, we're almost there, but believe it or not, I ran out of floss. So I had to order some more, and I'm just waiting for that to come in so I can complete this one. And here it is. So you can see just down over that section by the house. That's it. And then the whole thing will be done. So this is like just one color of the floss and on this darker fabric. And I'm pretty sure that's 28 count. So I love it when I'm just about done and can finally just cross it off when I put that last stitch in. The next one I'm going to show you, hang on, let me get the kit out. Now I'm going to take it out of the packaging because it does get a glare. So I'm just going to show you. This one's from the Scarlet House, and it's called Sarah A. Sanderson, 1872. So this is the full picture of what it's going to look like. And this one, I've actually, I'm using silks on this one. And I think it's a 36 count linen. I got this last year. I started on my birthday, but I've of course been doing many other cross stitches in between. So, and I picked it back up, and I have a lot of this section done right here. So it's slow, but it's coming along stitch by stitch. So I'm going to show you what I've got done. And look how pretty those silks are on that fabric. I think it's going to just look absolutely beautiful when it's done. That red is just so bright. So this is the first time I've ever used silks, and I really like it. So I'm sure I'm going to try, another project with it as well. So this is my progress on that one. This last one I'm going to show you is my latest start. I showed you the pattern last time. It's called Winter Quakers. I just started, I'm going to say about 2-3 weeks ago. And this one is done with Valdani threads. So it's a little bit thicker. And I've never used these types of threads either. So I like it though. I don't mind it at all. It's coming along. It is thicker. You can feel it on the fabric, how much thicker it is. But they're very nice. They're very nice to work with. I'm just going to show you what they look like. So I keep them in this little box here, and they're just like this, rather than your DMC thread or your Weeks or different other ones. So it also comes on the skeins like this. So that is what that looks like, and I just keep them in this little box. And this is my progress on the Winter Quaker, which probably would take me a few winters to get it done. But this is what it looks like so far. And it's coming along. And I do love working on this one. It's going to be very pretty. This is the last thing I'm going to show you before the tutorial. I just want to show you real quick. This is how I keep my floss, some of my floss. My husband came across this little cabinet. It has like drawers in it, but it's pink and it's so cute. So we have them, I just put them in here like that so I can get at them. So it's like just another different storage idea. And now here's the tutorial on how to make this project bag. Today I'm going to show you how to make a project bag from start to finish. I'm going to show you a few examples of the project bags that I've made. Now these bags are extremely versatile. They're not just for cross stitch, but they're for all kinds of crafting. So anywhere from sewing, knitting, putting your blocks in, taking these to retreat with all your notions in it. You can put your knitting needles, some balls of wool, your patterns. I mean, there's just a ton of things that you can do with these bags. They're well made, so you can see the inside is lined. We have a zipper, and I always like to put the little zipper pull on it, but that's just my preference. So this is the front. I'm going to show you the back. It's just one piece. Well, so this one you can see there's a seam, but the back doesn't really matter to me a whole lot. It's more the front that I like to focus on. This one here I used 4 6-inch blocks that I had left over, just orphan blocks. Added some sides and the bottom. So that is one type of project bag. Another one that I made, this has got a 6-inch block, and I just added a border to it, and I did a little bit of quilting. The zipper, the top, the little lobster pull, the back. I did some quilting on the back. And inside, to just show you again, just with scrap fabrics, whatever I had laying around. So that's a different type you can make, but you can put anything you want on these bags. Just really be creative with any kind of, you can do embroidery, you name it, you can put it on the front of these bags. And this last one I show you is the combination of the cross stitch and the quilting. So we have my cross stitch piece here, and this is the two-way zipper. So these are the Lori Holt zippers, happy zippers they're called. We have actually these ones in stock, these colors. So if you wanted to go with the two-way, some people prefer that. And here's the back of that one. So that is 3 examples of project bags and their uses. And they're also really great gifts for any of your stitchy friends out there. I'm sure they would love or appreciate getting one of these handmade bags. Now I'm going to show you how simple it is to make one of these bags. This is what you're going to need. For the top, we have 2 pieces of 2.5 by 15. So that's our width. Or common width through the whole thing. So you need the top piece, you need the lining piece, that, and then you also need a piece of batting to match that. So that's those 3 pieces. My front piece, which is 10 inches by 15. So I started with a 6.5-inch block, then I added to my front to get those dimensions. So that's that piece, and I have the inside piece, the lining, and I have another piece of batting cut out the same size. This is a zipper that I've chosen to use because it matches quite well. And then you have the 2 back pieces. So this one, I'm going to use this for my back and this for my lining. So those pieces are 12.5 by 15. So just 3 simple measurements. So you've got 2.5 by 15, 10 by 15, and 12.5 by 15. So, and plus there's another piece of batting big enough for this as well. So to start this out, we're going to take our lining piece. We're going to make a sandwich. Our zipper. Okay, and see that little steel piece? Make sure that is off of your fabric, to the one side of it. Make sure you have a zipper that's long enough, because when you go to sew this together, you do not want to hit that steel piece. So make sure that is off to the side, and the zipper pull is over here, so you have nothing to come in your way when you're sewing in the zipper. And then you're going to sandwich this. The bottom one is face up. This is face down. So you have a nice sandwich, and you're going to clip that together or pin it. Now, I've been getting pretty good at this, and I haven't been using pins at all. But whatever you're comfortable with, I would highly recommend, first of all, is to pin it. Use your zipper foot, and you're going to sew all the way down and stop there. And you can reinforce it on both ends. And we'll see. I'll show you the next step once I get this piece sewed together. Now you can see that the zipper's sewn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this over, and the back as well. So I'm going to do a light press. It's not going to hurt the zipper. Just going to press a little bit just to get these nice and smooth and don't have any, puckers here. So when I'm done that, I'm going to take the batting and I'm going to run it alongside the seam all the way down. Put the top flap back, and I'm going to top stitch probably about an eighth or so away from the top here. I'm just going to run a top stitch all the way down, so this will be held in place, and then I'll trim up later on as I go. So now you can see that it's top stitched down. It's very secure. And we're going to do the same thing for the bottom section. We're going to put our lining face up. We're going to put our zipper laid across. Remember, the little tab has to be outside, and the pull over here. And then this is the front. I'm going to lay that. So we have those 3 layers, and we're going to sew them together, and we'll go on to the next step. Okay, so now I've got the bottom part sewed on with the zipper. So I'm going to take my next piece of batting, and I'm going to lift it up, and I'm going to just place that in there. Remember, batting stretches, so you have to kind of be careful. So I'm going to line that up along that seam, and I'm going to fold that back. Now, the reason why I don't put this in the beginning is because you get too much bulk when you're putting your zipper in, and you want to kind of like minimize that. So we're going to do it like this instead. And then I'm going to top stitch along here, and then we'll get to the next step. And believe it or not, you're almost done. Okay, so now we've got this all sewn together, and what I did was I did the top stitch, and then I did a little bit of quilting along the seam here, here, and right here. Now you can do as little or none at all, or as much quilting as you want. For the front and back. Now the back, I'm not going to do any quilting on it, but that's just my preference. But whatever you want to do, that's up to you. And also I want to show you, I'm just going to move this over here, is that I sewed, like I opened the zipper, and make sure, this is so crucial. Don't leave that zipper over here, because if you do that, because you're going to cut that off, there goes your zipper pull. It's going to have to be opened about halfway anyway. So open the zipper. But I sew this so this doesn't come apart when I go to sew the front to the back. So make sure, because you're going to turn this bag through this opening. So make sure that zipper is at least halfway open, and you'll not have any issues. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim it up first. So we're going to just, wherever the shortest edge is, I'm going to trim it. So I'm going to use that edge. We're going to try and straighten it out. I want to make sure that when I cut, that the part I just sewed is on the inside. So cut that zipper off. Okay. Try to keep it nice and straight. Oops. And because this is already sewn, you don't have to sew over that piece. It's not going to be the open part, so. Okay, let me just see the back. So it looks good. If anybody's wondering where I got the idea to make for this block or the instructions, I went to my Scrappiness is Happiness book by Lori Holt, and I went through the book and I found that block. So it wasn't too hard to make, other than the little piece in the middle, because you have to turn it on its side. But that's she shows really good instructions in this book, so these books are really, really super useful for stuff like this. So next we're going to do our sandwich. So I'm using this for my back. So I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to put on my batting, and this is going to be the inside. So just kind of line it up as well as you can. And then you're going to put the two outside pieces facing one another. Okay? If one is bigger than the other, that's okay. Just go with the smaller one when you're sewing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Wonder Clips, and I'm going to clip all the way around. Just kind of see. Yeah, that looks good. So I don't like to use pins here because of the thickness. So these Wonder Clips are great. You may want to trim it down if you're doing it on your sewing machine, but I'm going to serge these edges, so it's just going to get cut as I go along. So, yeah, I would recommend that you probably would want to trim it up so the both sides are exactly the same if you're going to do it on the sewing machine. And I would also recommend that you zigzag, because you're going to have raw edges that way. So just use your zigzag on your machine, and you won't have any problem with raw seams. So we'll just clip all the way around. Okay, and this is where we're going to turn it through, right here. So I'm going to go and I'm going to serge this, and we'll get to the final step. Well, there's only one more after that, so we're almost done. So here's my bag, all serged. So now I'm going to turn it through. Front and the back. Let's just turn it. Kind of poke my finger through. Poke my finger right here to kind of get those corners out. Turn that through. Keep going. Just kind of push the whole bag. Okay. And we get to the corner, kind of push, get to the top, and that one's gonna be a little harder. I can feel it with my finger, but I have my point turner, so I'm gonna run it in there. I'm gonna try and get those corners out the best that I can. Okay, down here. Be pretty hard to poke it through, I think, with all these layers, but saying that, watch me do it. Okay, this one. And this one back up here in the corner, which get out as best that we can. Okay, and then we're gonna just kind of press it with your fingers. Move that. Press. You want to make sure that it's all flat. So the last step that I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and I'm going to give it a really good press on the front and back, and we'll show the completed bag. So here we have our completed bag, all nicely pressed, front and the back. I just think this is so cute. I just love this. But the hardest part probably is going to be whatever piece you're going to put in the front, whether it's a block or your cross stitch or embroidery or whatever it is that your design is probably going to take the most time. And if you're not used to putting in zippers, well, it's actually not that hard. I've always been intimidated by that. But open it up. Here we go. This is the inside. And all that's left, if you so choose, is one of these nice zipper pulls that you put on the zipper. And there you go. Easy peasy. You're going to be making a ton of these bags, I'm sure. Just use up that scrap fabric, and until next time. Thank you very much for watching, and we truly, truly appreciate every one of you. So, as always, keep sewing, keep stitching.